Hi everyone, in this session we are going to see for each activity and if else activity. So first let's go to the author page and create a pipeline for each activity. Let's give it name for each. And what I'm going to do is I will take an input array and I will use the for each activity to loop through this array, and then a set variable activity I will use as the child activity inside the for each activity. Let me show you. First, you can find this for each activity under the iteration and conditional. Then I will create an array as parameter. I'm going to give it name input array. It is going to be of type array, and I will pass a default value like 23, 46, 78, 31, 32, okay, 32 and 71. Okay, and now inside this for each activity, here I will go sequential through the loop. You can use the batch count also, like every item or the after one step or after two step, just like this, but this time I'm going sequential. And in the item I'll go dynamic content, and I will take this array because I want to loop through this array, so I'll take this. And then in the activity section I will use this set variable activity. Okay, and then I will create a variable. I'm going to give it name last digit. Okay, and what value I want inside this? I want to get the last digit of each of the item present in the input array. So I'll go to the dynamic content, and here I will use this mod function from this math function. Yeah. And inside this I will pass the items of the array. So here I'm going to use this item, okay, because this is every item inside the input array, and I will divide it by 10 to get the last digit. And since my variable is of type string, so I need to typecast it. So here I am going to use the string. Okay, this will give the last digit and convert it to a string. Now it is done. So here I am showing you this. So in the settings you can see these items, and inside this item we are passing the input array. Okay, that's why the item gives you every element present in this array. Okay, so let's debug it. We had 5 elements, so this set variable will run for 5 times. So for the first one, when the first iteration will happen, it gives you the digit was 23, so the last digit will be 3. Similarly, you can get last digit of every item on each iteration. Now we'll create another pipeline for the demo on if conditional. So I'm going to give it if else, and here you can find this if condition activity. In this case, what I am going to do is I will first create 2 variables, okay, and I will give them name like num1, and let's create another num2, string type, and I'll give default value first 55 and the second one is like 65. Okay, so if the sum is going to be greater than 100, I want to run a set variable activity which will give the variable result variable the output as a sum minus 100 if the sum is going to be greater than 100, and if sum is going to be less than 100, then I want to add 100 to the sum. Okay, so this is yes. If the let's give the condition first. The expression is going to be the condition. So what we want to check whether the sum of those two numbers are greater than 100 or not. Okay, so we'll go to the dynamic content. We want greater function here. So in logical functions, you can get this greater. Okay, this will check if the first parameter is going to be greater than second parameter, so it will return true. Okay, so here in the expressions section, you need to it need to be a boolean type. Okay, so here what I will do is I will check first. I will check whether the sum. So I will get this add function, and inside this add function I will pass my variables num1 and num2. Okay, and I want to check it with the number 100, okay, whether this sum is greater than 100 or not. So first we need to typecast our variables because those are in string. So let's typecast them. Okay, so condition is set. So if add is going to be greater than 100, then we are going to set a variable. In the general section, we will find the variable, set variable activity. Okay, so we want to run. So we'll create another variable of type string, and what we want to set is we want to subtract 100 from the sum if the sum is going to be greater than 100. So we'll get the subtract function under this math. Here the sub function, and inside this sub function, I'm going to subtract 100 from the sum. So I will use add function here. Here I will pass the two variables with the typecast. Okay, so go to the variables. Here I want to pass this variable and then typecast the variable, and I'm going to pass second variable. And the next what I have to do is I have to pass this 100 because I am going to subtract 100 from the sum, and I need to typecast this whole expression into the string. Okay. Similarly, if the condition is going to be false, like if the sum is going to be less than 100, we will set a variable result2, and here we will give the value like we want to add 100 to the sum, so we will use add function, and inside the add function we have to add the variables first after typecasting. And we'll have to pass the 100 because we want to add 100 to the sum. Okay. Now typecast the whole expression because our result2 variable is of type string, and this expression will give integer value. So okay, now we'll run the pipeline. Since we have given the value to num1 and num2 55 and 65, so the sum will be 120. So we want to subtract 100, so the result should be 20. So let's see if the set variable gives the 20 as a result. Yes, you can see that. And let's check for another condition. If the variable sum is going to be less than 100, what will happen? Let me change it to 25. Okay, so the sum is going to be less than 100. Okay, so 90 plus 100, 190. Okay, Thank you. This is all for this session.